वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं सुरमुनिसेवित सुमुख गजाननं सुरमुनिसेवित सुमुख गजाननं सुरमुनिसेवित सुमुख गजाननं वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं विद्यादायक बुद्धिप्रदायक पाहि गजानन सिद्धिविनायक पाहि गजानन वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजानन
Within your hands.
May we all be fruits within your hands.
May we all be fruits within your hands.
May we all be fruits within your hands.
Let us be your melody, we'll sing at your command.
Let us be your melody, we'll sing at your command.
Krishna's flute will be, we will sing his melody.
Krishna's flute will be, we will sing his melody.
Krishna's flute will be, we will sing his melody.
Krishna's flute will be, we will sing his melody.
When desire's gone, we will finally sing his song.
When desire is gone, we will finally sing his song.
When desire's gone, we will finally sing his song.
When desire is gone, we will finally sing his song.
A song of love, a song of truth, let the melody flow through.
Song of love, song of truth, let the melody flow through.
A song of love, a flute will be, we will sing his melody.
Krishna's flute will be, we will sing his melody.
When desire's gone, we will finally sing his song.
When desire is gone, we will finally sing a song.
A song of love, a song of truth, let the melody flow through.
Song of love, song of truth, let the melody flow through.
A song of love, a song of truth, may our lives be one with you.
Song of love, song of truth, may our lives be one with you.
A song of love, a song of truth, may our lives be one with you.
Song of love, song of truth, may our lives be one with you.
May all be flutes within your hands.
अंतर्यामी साई
अंतर्यामी साई
अंतर्यामी साई
अंतर्यामी साई
पूर्ण ब्रह्म अवतारी
पूर्ण ब्रह्म अवतारी
हे पूर्ण ब्रह्म अवतारी
पूर्ण ब्रह्म अवतारी
हे गिरिधारी हृदय बिहारी कृष्णा कुंज बिहारी
गिरिधारी हृदय बिहारी कृष्णा कुंज बिहारी
हे गिरिधारी हृदय बिहारी कृष्णा कुंज बिहारी
हे गिरिधारी हृदय बिहारी कृष्णा कुंज बिहारी
अंतर्यामी साई
अंतर्यामी साई
गोपाला लीलाधारी
गोपाला लीलाधारी
गोपाला लीलाधारी
गोपाला लीलाधारी
हे गोपी मन संचारी
हे गोपी मन संचारी
हे गोपी मन संचारी
हे गोपी मन संचारी
मधुसूदना मुरारी
मधुसूदना मुरारी
मधुसूदना मुरारी
मधुसूदना मुरारी
हे गिरिधारी हृदय बिहारी कृष्णा कुंज बिहारी
गिरिधारी हृदय बिहारी कृष्णा कुंज बिहारी
हे गिरिधारी हृदय बिहारी कृष्णा कुंज बिहारी
हे गिरिधारी हृदय बिहारी कृष्णा कुंज बिहारी
अंतर्यामी साई
अंतर्यामी साई
पूर्ण ब्रह्म अवतारी
पूर्ण ब्रह्म अवतारी
हे गिरिधारी हृदय बिहारी कृष्णा कुंज बिहारी
हे गिरिधारी हृदय बिहारी कृष्णा कुंज बिहारी
गोपाला लीलाधारी
गोपाला लीलाधारी
संचारी
गोपी मन संचारी
मधुसूदना मुरारी
मधुसूदना मुरारी
हे गिरिधारी हृदय बिहारी कृष्णा कुंज बिहारी
हे गिरिधारी हृदय बिहारी कृष्णा कुंज बिहारी
हे गिरिधारी हृदय बिहारी कृष्णा कुंज बिहारी हे गिरिधारी हृदय बिहारी कृष्णा कुंज बिहारी अंतर्यामी साई।
Ven mi sai Brahma, ven mi sai Brahma, ven mi sai Brahma, ven mi sai Brahma. Haz de mi mente un jardín donde florezcan dharma shanti prema.
Haz de mi mente un jardín donde florezca dharma shanti prema.
Haz de mi mente un jardín donde florezcan dharma shanti prema.
Haz de mi mente un jardín donde florezca dharma shanti prema.
Ven Shiva Sathya Sai baila.
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 Baila en mi corazón.
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 Baila en mi corazón tu cósmica danza.
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 Ven mi sai Brahma. Haz de mi mente un jardín donde florezcan dharma shanti prema.
Haz de mi mente un jardín donde florezca dharma shanti prema.
Ven Shiva Sathya Sai baila.
Shiva Sathya Sai baila.
Baila en mi corazón.
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 Baila en mi corazón tu cósmica danza.
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 जय गुरुदेवा प्रभु साई देवा
जय गुरुदेवा प्रभु
जय गुरुदेवा प्रभु साई देवा।
जय गुरुदेवा प्रभु साई देवा।
देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्।
साई देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्।
साई देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्।
साई देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्।
शिव शिव शम्भो कैलाशपते।
शिव शिव शम्भो कैलासपते।
शिव शिव शम्भो कैलासपते।
शिव शिव शम्भो कैलासपते।
पर्तिपुरीश्वर पालय माम्।
पर्तिपुरीश्वर पालय माम्।
पर्तिपुरीश्वर पालय माम्।
पर्तिपुरीश्वर पालय माम्।
देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्।
साई देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्।
साई देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्।
साई देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्।
जय गुरुदेवा प्रभु साई देवा।
जय गुरुदेवा प्रभु साई देवा।
देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्।
साई देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्।
शिव शिव शम्भो कैलाशपते।
शिव शम्भो कैलासपते।
पर्तिपुरीश्वर पालय माम्।
पर्तिपुरीश्वर पालय माम्।
देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्।
साई देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्।
ओ साई देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्।
साई देवादिदेवा प्रणमाम्यहम्।
जय गुरुदेवा प्रभु साई देवा।
हे कृष्णा हे कृष्णा
हे कृष्णा हे कृष्णा
हे कृष्णा
हे कृष्णा हे कृष्णा।
विठ्ठल जय पांडुरंग पांडुरंग।
जय पांडुरंग पांडुरंग।
विठ्ठल जय पांडुरंग पांडुरंग।
जय पांडुरंग पांडुरंग।
नंद किशोरा श्याम गोपाला।
नंद किशोरा श्याम गोपाला।
श्याम गोपाला मदन 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 गोपाला।
विठ्ठल जय पांडुरंग पांडुरंग।
जय पांडुरंग पांडुरंग।
विठ्ठल जय पांडुरंग पांडुरंग।
जय पांडुरंग पांडुरंग।
हे कृष्णा हे कृष्णा
कृष्णा ಗೋವಿಂದ ಹರಿ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಹರಿ ರಾಧಾರಮಣ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ. 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 ನಂದ ಮುಕುಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ ನವನಿತ ಚೋರ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ನವನಿತ ಚೋರ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ನಂದ ಮುಕುಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ ನವನಿತ ಚೋರ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ ನಿಗಮೋದ್ಧಾರ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ ನಿಗಮೋದ್ಧಾರ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ಗೋವಿಂದ ಹರಿ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಹರಿ ರಾಧಾರಮಣ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ಗೋವಿಂದ ಹರಿ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಹರಿ ರಾಧಾರಮಣ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಹರಿ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಹರಿ ರಾಧಾರಮಣ ಹರಿ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ನಂದ ಮುಕುಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ ನವನಿತ ಚೋರ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ ನಿಗಮೋದ್ಧಾರ ಗೋವಿಂದ. ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಗೋವಿಂದ ನಿಗಮೋದ್ಧಾರ
चित चोरा यशोदा के बाद नवनीत चोर गोपाल चित चोरा यशोदा के बाद नवनीत चोर गोपाल 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 गोवर्धन धर गोपाल
Everyone. Saram. So welcome to day 3 of our amazing International World Conference. So what a brilliant, sublime performance from our wonderful musicians and singers. That was absolutely amazing. So thank you to all of them for that. So to begin our morning, we're going to be listening to Swami enlighten us on the 10 Samyaks to develop. So let's all open our hearts, minds, and ears to hear how he reflects on these principles and how they can enrich our thoughts, words, and actions in our daily life. Saram.
మానవుడు తనలోని మానవత్వాన్ని గుర్తించలేనప్పుడు తన యందున్న దైవత్వాన్ని ఏ రీతిగా గుర్తించగలడు?
When humans cannot recognize the humanity within themselves, how can they recognize the divinity within?
కనుక ప్రప్రథమంలో మానవుడు తన యందున్న మానవత్వాన్ని గుర్తించాలి.
Therefore, first and foremost, human beings must recognize the humanity within them.
దీనిని పురస్కరించుకొనియే బుద్ధుడు సమ్యక్ దృష్టి అన్నాడు. సమ్యక్ దృష్టి, పవిత్రమైన దృష్టి మానవునికి అత్యవసరం.
Recognizing this, Buddha called it Samyak Drishti, right vision. Right vision and sacred vision are essential for a human being.
మంచి చూపు ఉండినప్పుడే మానవుని యందలి మనోవాక్ కర్మల యొక్క మాలిన్యమును దూరం చేసుకోగలడు.
Only when one has a good vision, right view, can a person keep away the impurities in thought, word, and deed.
పవిత్రమైనటువంటి దృశ్యం ఉండినప్పుడే మానసిక మాలిన్యమును, కర్మ మాలిన్యమును, దేహ మాలిన్యమును కూడాను నిర్మూలము గావించుకోగలడు.
Only when one has a sacred vision can one eliminate mental impurities, impurities in one's action, and bodily impurities as well.
కనుక మానవునకు మొట్టమొదట సమ్యక్ దృష్టి.
Therefore, for a human being, the first and foremost importance is to have the right vision.
రెండవది సమ్యక్ సంకల్పం. పవిత్రమైన సంకల్పములు ఉండాలి.
The second is that one must have right resolve and sacred thoughts.
సమ్యక్ దృష్టిని అలవర్చుకున్నటువంటి వ్యక్తికి మాత్రమే ఈ యొక్క సమ్య సంకల్పం, పవిత్రమైన సంకల్పములు ఆవిర్భవించగలవు.
Only a person who has cultivated right vision can develop right resolve and sacred thoughts.
మానవునకు సమ్యక్ దృష్టి, సమ్యక్ సంకల్పంతో పాటు సమ్యక్ కర్మ, పవిత్రమైన కర్మలు కూడాను ఆచరించాలి.
Along with right vision, right resolve, and thoughts, a human being must also practice right actions.
ఈ పవిత్రమైన కర్మల ద్వారా మానవుడు తన మానవత్వాన్ని కొంతవరకు గుర్తించుకోగలడు.
Through these sacred actions, to some extent, one can recognize one's humanity.
మానవుడనగా కేవలము దేహధారి మాత్రమే కాదు.
A human being is not merely an embodied being.
దివ్యమైన భావములచే, దివ్యమైన సంకల్పములచే, దివ్యమైన దృష్టిచే మానవత్వాన్ని మాధవత్వంగా మార్చుకోవడానికి అవకాశం ఉంటుంది.
Through divine feelings, divine resolves, and divine vision, one can transform one's humanity into divinity.
నాలుగవది సమ్యక్ శృతి. మంచి పవిత్రమైనటువంటి విషయాలను వినాలి.
The fourth is good listening. One should listen only to good and sacred matters.
అపవిత్రమైనటువంటి శ్రవణము చేసినప్పుడు మానవునకు అపవిత్రమైనటువంటి సంకల్పములే ఆవిర్భవిస్తాయి.
When one listens to unsacred things, only unsacred resolves arise in the mind.
ఐదవది సమ్యక్ జీవనం అన్నాడు.
The fifth one is right living.
జీవితం అంటే ఏమిటి?
What does living mean?
కేవలము ప్రాకృతమైనటువంటి యొక్క జీవితమును గడుపుకోవటం, ప్రాకృతమైనటువంటి యొక్క సహవాసంతో మనం జీవితాన్ని అపవిత్రము గావించుకోవటం, ఇది కాదు జీవితం.
Simply leading a worldly life and defiling oneself through worldly associations does not constitute true living.
అన్నింటి ఎందుకుడను ఆదర్శమైనటువంటి యొక్క కర్మల చేత మానవత్వాన్ని సార్థకం చేసుకోవాలి.
In every aspect of life, one should sanctify human life through noble and ideal actions.
కనుక ఆదర్శవంతమైనటువంటి యొక్క నడతలు కలిగి ఉండాలి మానవుడు.
Therefore, a human being should have ideal conduct.
తదుపరి సమ్యక్ సౌకర్యం అనగా సాధనం అన్నారు. సమ్యక్ సాధనం. సాధనం అనగా ఒక విధమైనటువంటి మానవుని యందు ఉండినటువంటి యొక్క దుర్భావంలో దూరము చేసుకుని సద్భావంలో పోషించుకోవటమే సాధన.
Next comes the true spiritual practice. Sadhana means eliminating the evil tendencies within oneself and cultivating noble and virtuous qualities.
మనసునందరి మాలిన్యమును దూరం గావించుకోవటమే సాధన.
Sadhana is the practice of cleansing the mind of all impurities.
సాధనగా జపము, ధ్యానము, భజన ఇత్యాది సత్కర్మలు మాత్రమే సాధన కాదు.
Sadhana is not limited only to virtuous acts like chanting the holy name, meditation, and devotional singing.
మనసులో చేరిన మాలిన్యమును నిర్మూలము గావించుకోవటమే సాధన.
Spiritual practice, sadhana, is eliminating the impurities that have entered the mind.
దీని తరువాతనే సమ్యక్ సమాధి అన్నారు, నిర్వాణము.
After this comes samyak samadhi, which is nirvana or liberation.
సమాధి అనగా ఏమిటి?
What is samadhi?
సుఖదుఖే సమీకృత్వ లాభం లాభి జయాలి. సుఖదుఖమును సమంగా భావించుకోవటమే సమాధి.
To regard pleasure and pain with equal mindedness is samadhi.
సమాధి, ఇదే సమాధి.
Sama means equal and dhi means mind. Thus, equal mindedness is samadhi.
అనగా చీకటి వెలుగును, నిందాస్థుతులను, లాభ నష్టములను, సుఖ దుఃఖములను రెండింటిని కూడాను సమత్వంగా భావించుకోవాలి.
That means one must regard both darkness and light, praise and blame, profit and loss, pleasure and pain with equal mindedness.
ఏకత్వాభావమును మానవుడు ఎప్పుడు కలుగునో ఇది నిర్వాణము అన్నారు.
The moment a human being attains such a state of oneness or equanimity, that is considered nirvana.
ఇట్టి పవిత్రమైన మానవుని యందు ఉండినటువంటి యొక్క సర్వాంగముల యొక్క సార్థకతను గుర్తించుకోవటమే నిజమైన మానవత్వము.
True humanity lies in recognizing the true worth and purpose of all organs and all aspects of the human being.
మన మొట్టమొదట మన నాలుకను పవిత్రం గావించుకోవాలి.
First and foremost, we must keep our tongue sacred.
దీనిని సమ్యక్ వాక్కు అన్నారు.
This is called right speech.
మన వాక్కును కూడాను అసత్యం ఆడకుండా, పరులను నిందించకుండా, పరులను దూషించకుండా ఈ నాలుకకు సరి అయినటువంటి ఒక దివ్యత్వాన్ని అందించాలి.
We must not speak falsehood or blame others. We should sanctify the tongue with divinity and refrain from slandering or speaking ill of others.
Saram. So, very good morning to all our dear brothers and sisters gathered here from around the world. So I'd first like to thank Swami for allowing us to convene here this morning. Without him, of course, none of this would be possible. None of us would be here today. I'd also like to welcome all of the new attendees we have this morning. A lot of us, they might have had work or school. They weren't able to come until this morning, so we welcome them here. We also have online attendees that are going to be joining us, so we welcome them as well to our conference this morning. So it's a blessing to come together again on this third and final day, right, of our wonderful World Conference. You know, we're united in the spirit of love and learning under Bhagwan's divine guidance. I would first like to thank, of course, Swami, like I said, and all of our leaders as well for help making this happen. So just introducing myself, my name is Anand Chundi. I'm a young adult from here in Zone 1. I'm from Florida in the USA. And I have the great privilege of being our MC for today's morning proceedings. So the theme for today, just briefly, centers on purity in action and leadership. So 2 days ago, we discussed purity on the individual level. Yesterday, we discussed purity in the family. We had a wonderful interfaith panel that hopefully some of us got to listen to. It was absolutely wonderful. And today we're expanding that to the society, because as we see, there's sometimes a lack of that in our society. And that's something that hopefully we can build on this morning. So before we proceed, just a few gentle reminders. So I'd like to remind us to all, please keep our mobile cell phones on silent, and also just try and remain seated as much as possible during our sessions, within reason. And then also, of course, we're in a holy, space, so let's try and observe that and try and keep it somewhat quiet as much as we can, right? So a couple other announcements. So darshan is going to be available at both the main altar here and then also the Shirdi Sai Mandir during the scheduled open periods during the conference. So that'll be available. You can see that on the app. If you haven't downloaded that, I think you guys should all do that. It's called SSSIO Events. Please download that app. And then, of course, we have amazing volunteers. Please follow their guidance for all the cues and different movements. After lunch, please proceed today directly to the allocated workshop room as usual. So those are going to be on your cards. It says the room, conference, there's a room number it says, so that's going to be where you're going. And then please also familiarize yourself with the emergency exits around the hall. There's also a digital exhibition, so those are going to be in the rooms behind you, and there's still time also to offer a letter to Swami for his birthday. So there's these like golden kind of ticket things. They have like a space we can write, so it's like a golden ticket to God, right? So we can nicely write all our thoughts to Swami. You can read it, so that's also there as well. So there's also a bookstore. That's where the birthday cards are. And then other real-time updates, like I said, we can download the app, and everything's going to be there. So we also have a medical tent. We have a bunch of doctors. Basically, it seems like everyone here is a doctor. So they have amazing supplies, right? So if anybody's sick, also let's try and wear a mask. Keeping up with the theme of purity, we don't want to, make anyone else impure with our diseases or anything like that. So we'll like to continue that. Also, keeping up with the theme of purity, I heard there was bathrooms outside, not just inside. So we have mobile bathrooms outside. I heard they were very nice. So let's try and use those just to keep our hallways pure as well. So, to make the queues less long. So that'll be amazing too, if we could do that. So now for our next item, all those announcements having been said, we're going to be listening to a wonderful pearl. This is by Brother Ragesh Sheth. He's from USA. So he's accounting his first official darshan. This was at the 1968 World Conference in Bombay. It's a long time ago, right? Where as a Samiti delegate, he had close darshan, heard Sathya Sai Baba's discourses at an event. And in 1972, his second year of college, he was selected for the Whitefield Summer Course in Indian culture, spirituality. He described Swami's intimate concern for the students. He spoke in Hindi, asking how they were adjusting to the new environment and food and inviting them to seek help if needed. And he also remembers the serene passing of Mother Ishwarma on May 6th during the course. And at a concluding group interview, about 30 to 35 students, Swami materialized for him a nice rubber-banded stack of identical autographed photographs and then personally distributed one to each student. So this is Brother Rajesh's wonderful pearl he's going to share with us. Yes, Saram.
It was like a one-to-one talk, like as if Swami is asking me. And I replied, Swami, since you are there, why do we have to worry about? Swami said, no, because it's a new place, and I know you have come from different places, and you need some time to adjust to this atmosphere and food and everything. But let me know if you need anything. So 1968, there was this world conference in Bombay. That devotee, Mr. Sheth, he told us, like, why don't you go as a delegate? Because there were not many people from all over India. There were about 100 delegates in the first world conference. So we were part of the Samiti. So we got a delegate batch to attend the world conference. We were like in the first box where all the delegates were sitting, and we had a very close darshan of Swami. We heard couple of discourses from Swami on that occasion. We were there for like 2 or 3 days, and I still remember Morarji Desai. He was the chief minister of Bombay at that time, and he presided the function. But that was the first darshan, official darshan we had of Swami, and that we could hear his discourse. 1972, when I was in second year of college, Swami was organizing a summer course in Indian culture and spirituality for college-going students from all over India. So somehow I was selected in that group of 10 students, and we reached Whitefield in the evening before the summer course was starting. And our first encounter was Swami was like, he was everywhere at that time, because he wanted to have that first world conference so well organized and everything. So he was putting all his efforts to see even minute details, like no student should feel that they are far from their home. So he was very, very cautious about all our comforts and where we are sleeping, what are we eating. And just before the summer course was going to start, Swami came out in the middle of 5-6 students. We were all around, and Swami spoke to us in Hindi, saying that, how are you feeling? How is this new atmosphere? Are you able to adjust yourself? And it was like a one-to-one talk, like as if Swami is asking me. And I replied, Swami, since you are there, why do we have to worry about? Swami said, no, because it's a new place, and I know you have come from different places, and you need some time to adjust to this atmosphere and food and everything. But let me know if you need anything. And so that was the first very close conversation we had with Swami gathering around us. So that was a very good, nice 30 days experience we had, us where we experienced his divinity at that time. After that summer course, one thing what happened was in summer course was Ishwaramba she passed away in that summer course. It was like 6th of May at that time. It was so quiet and so peaceful that we knew in the end of the summer course, we knew that Mother Ishwaramba passed away. Mother Ishwaramba was like, she used to take special care of like how is the food and everything is. She used to take care of girls and ladies, and she was like, she took herself on. She was thinking like it's her responsibility of conducting the summer course properly. Once the summer course was over, there were like 35 students. They were all waiting for their return reservation, and we were called by one of the warden there that Swami wants you all, and he's going to give you all a group interview. So we were all excited. It was morning of first, and we all went. Swami was just asking questions. How did you like summer course, and how are the courses? How did you like the lectures? Normal conversation with all of us. He asked one of the senior devotees to get some pictures from inside. The devotee brought a bundle of pictures. That picture was Swami sitting there, but it did not have his Swami's signature in it. So one of the students got up and said, Swami, can I have your autograph on this picture? So Swami looked around in the room, and we were like 35. So Swami just materialized this small picture. That was the same picture which was in that original photograph, but with Swami's signature in it. And I was sitting, like Swami was sitting on this chair, and I was sitting right in his chair, and I could see that bundle coming out from his, with a rubber band on it. Swami removed the rubber band. The bundle had same number of, each student, Swami himself gave it to each student, and that was it. That was an opportunity. That was actually Swami's grace. He wanted, especially me, to be in his fold. And means my past karmas, or my 7th generation past karmas, that we are with Swami. We are all living with Swami, So that is all, that is very, I'm grateful for it. That was the state group picture.
Oh, yeah.
And
Amazing.
Swami sitting in the chair, and with that Polaroid camera, Swami would. This is actually the original picture which
Wow.
came.
Wow, thank you, Brother Ragesh, for that great pearl. What an incredible story. Indeed, God, He does have that ability to just wipe away all our past karma. It harkens me back to this Shirdi Sai Satcharita story of Dr. Pillai, where Shirdi Baba, he gets rid of not just this lifetime karma, but all the previous lifetimes of karma. So, for our next item, keeping in the, I guess, theme of competition, this is going to be more like friendly competition. I think competition brings out the best in us. So we now have a debate. So this is an event I had circled when I, first saw the schedule way back last night, I first looked at it and saw, like, I think this was something I thought would be really engaging, really thought-provoking, and I had it circled immediately. So this is a thought-provoking debate session which is going to explore the most effective path to divinity involving either service, devotion, or knowledge, right? So we know the paths of either, of course, karma, bhakti, or jnana. And each path, as Bhagwan has taught us, leads to that same destination of salvation, yet each calls for a different expression of spiritual growth. So to guide this conversation, we invite our session moderator, Brother Lakshman Manta, up to the stage. So Brother Lakshman, he's got quite the bio, I must say. So originally he's from India, but he's been actively involved in the SSSIO organization in the US since 2008. He's a 2016 SSSILP graduate. He served as Northern California's YA coordinator and also as USA National YA coordinator. He led initiatives in computer literacy and care, digital media, and the US AYA social media channel. Professionally, Lakshman holds an MBA from Wharton and an MS in computer science. He was a senior engineering manager at VMware Broadcom, now co-founder of an AI tech startup and managing partner of a venture capital syndicate. If that wasn't enough, he's also an avid marathoner. He's completed the San Francisco Marathon 18 consecutive years, mentored over 100 first-time runners, lives in Pleasanton with his family, and attends the Sri Sathya Sai Center of Tri-Valley. So he's also going to be our debate moderator, so that's another one of his talents, right? So he's going to be joined by Dr. Priya Paneerselvam, she's from the USA, Dr. Geeta Govindarajan from the USA, Sister Sri Adibhatla from the USA, Brother Manoj Singh from Thailand, Sister Shweta Sai Palakur from the USA, and Brother Ashok Sakrani from Hong Kong. So looking forward to this engaging and thought-provoking debate. Let's all give our fullest attention. So, Saram, yeah.
Dear Swami, respected elders, brothers, sisters, loving Sairam, and a very good morning to this day 3 of the conference, and welcome to this debate, which is probably one of the most spiritually competitive hours of this conference, maybe the only spiritually competitive hour. So welcome, and today we are taking an ancient question. The question is, which spiritual path is the most effective? And we are asking it in a 2025 lens. So today, which path is the most effective? Is it the Karma Yoga, which is the path of service and devotion and action? And is it the Bhakti Yoga, which is the path of devotion? Or is it the Jnana Yoga, which is a path of wisdom and knowledge? And we have 3 teams here today, and each team will argue that their path is the most effective today. And so before I introduce them, I have a quick request. Let me ask you all what you think is the most effective path today. So can we get the poll on? Please take out your phones, quickly scan, and answer this question. Which path sounds most effective to you as an individual? And now, while you're doing that, it's my honor to introduce our spiritual warriors for today. So first, Team Karma. We have Dr. Priya Paneerselvam. Dr. Priya is an OB-GYN in the Bay Area, serves underserved communities at the county hospital. Raised in Swami's fold and an SSC graduate, she has contributed to medical camps, computer literacy programs, and educational support for migrant workers. The founder of Ask Akka, she promotes health literacy in the South Asian community. She currently serves as the Region 7, which is a Northern California young adult coordinator. Welcome. And with her, we have Dr. Geeta Govindarajan. Dr. Geeta is a physician scientist and a public health practitioner with training in integrative medicine. And she's currently serving as Director of Clinical Innovation at a large community health center in Chicago. She focuses on advancing cardiovascular health and health literacy in underserved communities. Deeply inspired by her SSC and young adult experiences in Region 5, which is the US Midwest, Geeta has also contributed to leadership and community building initiatives within the SSSIO, combining her professional expertise with a lifelong commitment to service. Welcome, Geeta. And next, we have Team Bhakti, representing the path of devotion. Sister Sri Shriyadi Bhatla, she was born into a family devoted to Swami since the 1970s and has been actively involved in the Region 8, which is this region. She's a local. In the SSC program and continues her participation as a young adult. She holds a bachelor's degree in computer science and is currently pursuing a master's degree in computer science at University of Southern California. Welcome, Sister Sri. And next we have Brother Manoj Kumar Singh. He's a marine engineer with a first-class engineer license, has over 40 years of experience in maritime operations. He joined the SAI organization in 1995 as a youth advisor in Thailand and has since served as deputy and the central coordinator of Zone 4 Region 2. He currently serves as a chairman of Zone 4 countries, continuing his dedicated service to the international SAI community. Welcome, Brother Manoj. And finally, representing the path of knowledge and wisdom, Team Jnana. Sister Sweta Sai Palakur has been fortunate to be attending Center, SSC, and Satsang in Region 8, again a local, since she was in the womb. Swami has shown his grace in multiple periods of her life, from healing the hole in her heart to guiding her through college and life as a new graduate. The two Swami's teachings she swears by are, "This too shall pass," and "This is for my highest good." Both sayings have got her through the toughest of her times and help her maintain high levels of happiness and gratitude. She recently graduated from UCLA and is currently in Seattle as a controller engineer automating satellite manufacturing at SpaceX. Welcome, sister. And finally, Mr. Brother Ashok Sakrani. Brother Ashok has been a devoted follower of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba for over 40 years. He currently serves as the Zone 5 chair of the SSSIO. He also chairs the Environment and Sustainability Committee and is a member of the Intellectual Property and Media Committees. In his personal time, he enjoys reading spiritual literature to deepen his connection with Swami. Professionally, he is an eminent barrister based in Hong Kong. Did you hear that? He's a lawyer plus so it's logic plus wisdom. It's something to watch out, teams. All right, welcome teams. And do we have the poll results? Can you put that up? Okay, cool. All right, this kind of makes sense. So 50% say karma, 32% is Team Bhakti, and 18%. Team Jnana, you have some work to do. All right? All right. Cool. So before we begin, let me put down the ground rules for today. For the debaters, obviously. So first, be sharp, be fierce, but be respectful. Okay? This is a real debate, but remember we are all in one big Sai family, so no personal attacks, just challenge the ideas. Okay? Challenge. Second, make it real. We want modern examples. All right? Show us how this works in modern life. And then third, just use your logic and experience. No using Swami's quotes. All right? Then there is no debate. Until I tell you. All right. So with that, let the debate begin. Teams, are you ready? Yeah. Good. Audience? Yes. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to get my timer out. So, round one, it's called Make It Relatable. Each team gets 6 minutes to convince that their path is the most effective approach for modern seekers. They'll share personal stories, practical examples to share why their path is particularly accessible. Okay? And with that, we'll hear from Team Karma first. So Dr. Priya, Dr. Geeta, the stage is yours.
The best team.
Sairam, everyone. You've made our job very easy with your Mentimeter poll. As physicians repping karma today, we care about what truly works, and evidence, ancient to modern, keeps pointing to karma as the most effective path. Priya, you doing well? It's been a while since we met up.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Geeta. How's everything going?
It's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you know, as a women's health doctor, life is super busy. Going from room to room to room, delivering babies. I am breathing in between their contractions. There is literally no time for me to sit down and meditate. There is also no time for me to go to bhajans, very honestly. So I've come to the realization that this is the best path
Indeed.
for me and everyone, but mostly for me, because it allows me to do my duty as a doctor and leave the rest to him, right? Do my best, leave the rest, have no stress.
So well put, so well put. But perhaps those of you naysayers in the audience, I could share an evidence-based example of why karma yoga works. As brother mentioned, I work in a Southside Community Health Center, and during the pandemic, I had a patient who was elderly, had just lost her husband, was completely alone, deeply depressed, and anything and everything we tried was not working. We had tried counseling, we tried activities, we even tried medication, and nothing. So one day when we felt like we had hit the end of the rope, I, by happenstance, mentioned to her, hey, how about volunteering? She gave me that polite roll of the eyes and walked out of the room. And several months passed by, and she came back and said, she came back completely a different person. And I was shocked. So I asked, like, hey, how's it going? And she said, you know, the medicine that you gave me worked really well. So of course I thought it was the medicine that I just refilled a couple of days ago. Turns out that was not the medicine, but the service prescription that I had suggested almost flippantly was what she had taken to. She had gone and researched and found a food pantry near her home, and she had started out by doing 1 day of service there, which turned into now 7 days of service. And what she found in those 3 months, true story, that she felt the joy emanate by virtue of her giving herself. And now, she and I have this unofficial project going where she's become my community agent, where I send all my patients with that social prescription of service. She takes care of them, mentors them, and now we've graduated nearly 50 to 60 people just by this simple prescription. Thank you, thank you. So she is my inspiration. And what worked in this particular case was that she was not religious. So Bhakti really wasn't a path for her. She wasn't introspective or philosophical. Believe me, we've had those conversations. And so Jnana didn't really resonate with her, but she could serve, act, and help others. So karma yoga doesn't really require belief or a study, just sincerity. Show up, act, and be done with it. And the truth here is that even studies, research has shown that, including studies from Harvard and Mayo, that service activities help reduce blood pressure, depression, and anxiety. Why? Because it improves connectivity, which is what's missing in this day of isolation. So service works like a social prescription, simply safe, very profoundly effective, and no side effects.
That is an amazing story. All it took was one prescription, and out of a depression, someone came and created an amazing community. Anyone can do it. Any age, any background, it doesn't matter. It's for everyone.
Agreed. But let's define it further, right? At its highest expression, karma yoga means you're offering every action to the divine, releasing the attachments to the results, and seeing that divinity in every person. So you become an instrument, and release your doership out of this whole aspect. But here's the key. People may say, oh, karma yoga is just volunteer work. It's not just another task on your schedule. It's a way of showing up, doing what you'd already do with intention, humility, and presence. And karma, if you do it this way, also helps remove that impurities because it's a selfless action. So it's like that little scrub on a vessel that you're doing, and you're doing it without ego or attachment to the results. And in that process, your mind itself becomes purified. And you really don't need to go to a cave and meditate, etc. So it's simple. Folding laundry can become exciting.
Yeah. In today's world, there are so many distractions and challenges. Why not make it easier on ourselves and choose a path that is already within us and around us? Do the lungs not breathe? Does the heart not beat? Does the sun not shine? Does the tree not provide shade? Action is all around us. All we have to do is play our role. Again, do our best, leave the rest, don't stress. I think about the most sincere person that I know on this path. Oh, isn't my time? Is it over? Oh, okay.
6 minutes.
Can I finish or no?
Okay.
Okay, great. I think about the most sincere karma yogi that I know, my dad. He raised 2 girls on his own after our mom passed away. And he worked day in and day out, sacrificed so much, cooked, cleaned, taught us, tutored us, did everything for us, mother and father. To me, he embodied selfless service. And from him, I learned, you do not need any knowledge of scripture. You do not need any mantra or prayer. All you need is to surrender every action to God. That is all you need. So hands down, I'm almost done, I promise. The path of selfless service. Okay, hold on. We all wear shoes. Nike says, just do it.
Wow. Thank you, Team Karma. The patient story was actually solid. So to me, it is just the patient by mentoring others. The Karma Yoga actually created the multiplicative effort, the effect. And so this is what Karma Yoga does in 2025. It's awesome, actually. And you backed up with science, so thank you for that. You actually turned spirituality into medicine, into a social prescription without any side effects. So that's awesome. And what I loved the most is Karma Yoga meets you exactly where you are, right? It could be while you're folding clothes or making dinner or responding to emails. Every moment makes it a spiritual practice. So thank you. And now we'll move on to Team Bhakti. Sister Shri, Brother Manoj. These doctors just made service, sound like the only medicine that can heal. So, and obviously Dr. Priya just said she has no time to sit, no time to meditate because she's, busy delivering babies. So, what's your answer for this? Why do you think Bhakti is the path?
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Swami. Dear brothers and sisters, every human being wants happiness and peace. And bhakti is the shortest and surest way to attain that. Why? Because here a devotee directs his pure love to God. And what is pure love? Devoid of all worldly attachments when the love is given to God. So what happens? Normally a devotee starts to pray, worship a deity by Nam Smarna or chanting or rituals and everything. But what happens is there are the 2 pillars in devotion. One is surrender and second is faith. And this is what happens when a devotee starts to serve God with bhakti. What happens is his love starts to flow towards God, it starts to purify his mind and heart. It starts to peel off all the ego one by one, to such an extent that one day he becomes one with the God. And that is a very, is it not, that is a very short path to go to God? Then what happens in turn? Once he becomes one, then he wants God's love. So what he does, he starts to do selfless service to the humanity and to the nature, which is very difficult in both the paths. Because for you, it's very difficult to remove the ego. And for them, there is no economic status to maintain, to balance the mind, to go to the higher realms. Brothers and sisters, I'm reminded of an incident that my daughter had come to New York for an internship, medical internship. And we were in Bangkok, and suddenly, middle of the night, 2 o'clock, I get a phone call. Papa, nobody has come to pick me up. And she was talking from a public booth. Myself and my wife, we got up. I managed to call my nephew, who was supposed to pick her up. He said, Uncle, don't worry, tell her to stay there near the booth. I'm stuck in traffic, I will come after 1 hour. It so happened that after that I couldn't sleep, because till my daughter was picked up. But look and behold, my wife started snoring within 10 minutes of discussion. I was really puzzled. I didn't wake her up that in the night. When I got up in the morning, first thing I said, what sort of mother you are? Your daughter is stuck at the airport and you're sleeping. She said, very nicely, she said, I talked to Swami and he said everything be okay. And then I started doing Nam Smarna. I think I must have gone to sleep. And that was time I want to analyze the why she could sleep and why I couldn't sleep. Because I didn't have that much of devotion and surrender to God. That is why I say, if you want peace and happiness, Bhakti is the surest path to achieve that. Saram.
That was a wonderful story, Uncle. Your story showed how Bhakti Marga in the modern age and how it can give an individual so much peace, so much so that they drift off to sleep. I want to ask the audience a couple things. How many of you like bhajans? Can I have a raise of hands? Raise of hands? Okay. How many of you like bhojan, food? I know all of you, please, all of you. I wonder what bhakti, bhojan, and bhajans all start with. Oh yeah, the letter B. That means we're the best, not you guys. Sorry to steal your thunder. But wait, I didn't forget about devotion. Devotion starts with D. That means, with all due respect, we're going to destroy you guys with love. Just like how bhakti removes avarna, destroys avarna, which stands for the 6 vices, which are lust, anger, greed, pride, delusion, and envy. And all of this is done through pure divine love. As mentioned before, many people think bhakti is just singing bhajans and going to the temple. But that's just at its surface level. If that were truly the case, every lazy teenager would be a saint. Me and Shweta would have merged with the Lord already, because we were lazy teenagers not too long ago. However, at its depth, bhakti is living in constant remembrance of the divine, seeing God in all creation, and surrendering every act as worship. It's devotion to the teachings, ideals, and vision. It's not just emotional expression. True devotion, as Swami defines it, means love for love's sake, without bargaining or fear. I wanted to give quick statistics, because Karma's not the only one that can show up with statistics. So, a paper called the International Journal of Research and Analytical Reviews reported on a small patient group, 32 people, and found that when they did chanting and devotional songs, they found a 24.93 decrease in anxiety and a 30.28 decrease in depression. Thank you, Sarah. Do I have time?
Thank you. Did you finish that?
We have time? We have
Did
time?
you finish it?
Not yet, not yet.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Okay, so the Bhagavad Gita is considered one of the most important texts of yoga, and Bhakti is recognized as the highest form of yoga, specifically recommended for people in the modern era when mental health concerns are increasing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, team Bhakti. I think for me, the story of your wife sleeping while you are like anxious, that's surrender versus worry right there, right? Very easy to do. And Sri, you made it so practical with all the namasmarana. You just sounded like, I don't know, like looks like technology is actually enhancing bhakti these days more than the other way around. So looks like that's awesome. Next, I have team Jnana. So brother Ashok, sister Sweta. Actually, Bhakti team just said, stop analyzing, just surrender. But you are the knowledge people, I guess, right? You're going to do the opposite, I'm thinking, but I'm not sure. So let's see what you have to say.
It'll be very simple. Okay, so what is the path of wisdom? Well, it is the path that will quickly eliminate those worry lines on your forehead and keep that beautiful smile on your face. And I know we're all together at this conference. We're participating in bhakti, singing bhajans, we're doing volunteering, that's karma. But what about those times our minds wander? We think about those worries in the distance, that work deadline, those health issues, family issues, financial stress. And when we leave this venue, what will our mental state be then, right? This is where wisdom comes in. And being happy and getting rid of those worries is a lot simpler than you may think. Let me tell you a story. So 2 years ago, in the middle of college, I was so sad. And it felt like all I was doing was regretting my decisions of the past. I was unsure of where I was going in the future. I didn't know what I was doing in the present. And it felt like I was just empty, riding the highs and lows of life. I didn't even have control over my emotions. And I went to bhajans. I did service, and I still felt empty on the inside. Something was missing. And I prayed to Swami, why do I feel like this? And then came the 2023 conference. And Mr. Leonardo Gutter, you actually gave a beautiful talk where you told us to smile. That's it. You told us, promise me you'll leave and you'll keep smiling. And as I sat in that hall and I smiled to myself, I was like, wow, this is kind of nice. I like smiling. I like feeling happy. Why can't I just feel happy? Then I started questioning myself. I started that self-inquiry. I said, am I in charge of my own happiness? Am I the one who's binding myself to these fears, these worries, these anxieties, because that I is actually my smaller self? And then every time I had a worry, I thought, what is this worry? And I realized I was always in the past or the future. Past, the things that had passed I couldn't do anything about. And the future, things I can't predict, things I can't control right now. The only thing we have is the present. And when we are in the present, we don't worry. And we can be happy because we are fully immersed in the greatest gift that the Lord gives to us. And then I started stepping further back, and I realized life is just filled with these highs and lows, right? I'd fail a test, the next day I'd get a compliment from a coworker, the next day I'd fail another stressful project. And I realized my happiness can't be tied to these external things. I would be doomed to be sad and happy and prideful and all these emotions I didn't want to be. That wasn't our inner consciousness, our inner happiness. And I realized all I had to do was to step back. Instead of immersing myself in these highs and lows, I could just be a witness to these emotions. And unknowingly, I started practicing equanimity. And genuinely, I started feeling that peace in that storm. My happiness was just so elevated because I didn't bring myself down with that highs and lows. I wasn't a plastic bottle drifting in the ocean, just taken by the current. It felt liberating. And just with that simple practice of self-inquiry, we can achieve these realizations that this too shall pass. These feelings of fear, anxiety, this brief glimpse of pride, this will pass. And that is the true meaning of spiritual wisdom to me.
Sairam, after all the happy talk of the karma team and the bhakti team, I think it's time to stop and reflect and think for a moment and see what they were really saying. Because the karma team, as fantastic as it is, it will keep you caught in birth and death, birth and death. So if you want to come back, go that way. And then we have the devotional team, and they ended up saying, if you want peace and happiness, Bhakti is the surest path. Bhakti is the path that leads and misleads. Why? We know you just cannot seek peace and happiness, because peace and happiness, we all know, is a product of knowing you are God. Know you are God and manifest peace and happiness. So now that some of the wisdom is beginning to fall upon this hall, let me flesh it out a little bit more. Arjuna was full of bhakti for Krishna, but he failed to perform his duty in the Mahabharata war. What was lacking? Jnana, which is why Krishna gave 18 chapters of Jnana. And those 18 chapters are not for the forest. Those 18 chapters is for us to live in society and to live well and to achieve all our duties. The second point, for all the fluff, you know they don't listen to Swami's teachings. Why do I say that? Dr. Reddy will be the first to tell you the purpose of SSSIO organization, the purpose of Swami's mission is to know who you are, self-realization. Ramana Maharshi posed that famous question, who am I? Who am I? That is self-inquiry, or what we call Atma Vichara. That question is not raised by Bhakti Yoga. It is not raised by Karma Yoga, because they keep you in duality. That is not the purpose of SSSIO mission. And if you need warning about devotion and action, you need not look very far back. But if you want to look, you can look 1,000 years. I just say very quickly, crusades and jihad. That is the danger of devotion and action without jnana. In fact, all violence, all sin is born of ignorance, is born of lack of jnana. Jnana is the most effective path because it focuses our bhakti, our karma, into merging with God, into realizing we are God. I quickly just want to finish up. Swami said technology is tricknology, false identities, AI falsehoods. Gyan reveals to us our truth. I am God. Sarah.
Wasn't that a home run? Thank you, team. I think that was the lawyer in action, I guess. I don't know. You just said, serve all you want, pray all you want, but if you don't know your true self, you're still suffering. That's what it is. Cool. Did you both teams hear that? Yeah. Okay. We'll come back to that. All right. So now, let's move on to round 2. Round 2 is about cross-examining each other, because now it's time to test all the claims that they did in round 1. You know, sometimes when we actually try to walk the path, we actually see that we actually discover the traps. We discover that there are hidden difficulties. And so let's figure that out here. So what happens in round 2 is each team will challenge another team. So it is going to be an head-to-head dialogue for 5 minutes. I will interject as needed so that the emotions are under control. But with that, let's start. We'll have, again, ground rules, no using Swami quotes in this round. Cool? All right. So with that, we'll start with Team Karma versus Team Bhakti. And with that, Team Karma, you go first.
Okay. Well, we just got obliterated by the lawyer, Uncle. We, in the Selfless Service Group, are out on the streets, working tirelessly, sweating profusely, fixing potholes. Does chanting help the roads? Or does karma yoga's immediate action embody the real essence of spirituality and devotion to God?
So I just want to comment on your first one, which before you spoke that no devotion, whom you will surrender. You said if there is no God, you don't need to say, you just continue doing the work. So first, if there is surrender, if there is no devotion means love, I mean, then whom you will surrender, how your karma will be removed. That was the first thing I just wanted to ask. Now, you said that you are on action, isn't it? So just let you know that service which is done in your name is done with an ego. Whereas in devotion, the service is done with a feeling of surrender to God. And that is what happens, because when you do service, you are scared of the results, what the outcome will come or not. And that's why at the end you surrender. But here in Bhakti, we just do it. We don't want our name. We just, in the name of God, it is being done. So that tension doesn't arise. And our surrender, our service become more powerful than yours. It means yours is a secondary and complementary service than ours.
Can you please answer the point? Please answer the point, the question that they asked.
Can I ask
about the potholes? Yeah.
Can I ask them a question? So let's say you guys.
I have a rebuttal.
Okay.
No, the question.
Go ahead.
Okay,
What is
let's
your
go.
rebuttal?
All right. So bhakti often elevates the heart, but too often it escapes the world. Karma yoga transforms the world because every action we do is offered at the feet of the Lord. So we are actually devotion in motion.
All right, Team Bhakti, what's your rebuttal?
Well, let me
How do
ask
you
you
answer
this. Let me ask you guys this. Let's say you fix the pothole, right? And you're driving past that same road that you fixed the pothole. What is stopping you guys from thinking, look at me, I'm so great. I fixed this pothole. I have saved so many lives. I am this great pothole fixer that everyone needs in their lives. Where's that ego going?
But that is the beauty of our path. We know he's the big I and we're the little I. And let's be honest, when you have an exam tomorrow, what are you gonna do? Sit and pray and skip studying? Or are you gonna do your dharma and prepare? So right action is the highest devotion.
That's a fair question.
Can you repeat once? I cannot hear.
Oh, sorry, Uncle.
It's coming. Yeah.
Should we move to the next question? Yeah?
Whatever it is, whatever.
Okay. There are rituals that utilize fire. There are rituals that utilize milk. Even rituals that throw clay idols into the oceans. Would it not be better for the climate, for Mother Earth, to serve nature instead of these rituals?
So with all due respect, you're criticizing the wrong thing. Pollution isn't caused by devotion. It's caused by the wrong materials. Bhakti does not teach dumping plastic or paint into oceans. Traditional idols back in the day were clay plus turmeric plus flowers, which dissolve naturally and nourish marine life.
On top of that, rituals are necessary. Because when you do a ritual, it directly connects you to your goal. You know, there's a national flag. What do? You hoist the national flag and you sing the song. What happens? The national love for the nation comes and you start feeling the love. In the same way, when a devotee does a ritual, he directly connects to the Lord and the devotion intensifies. And this is how he can be connected immediately to the God.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
No rebuttal?
Okay, 20 seconds.
Okay. In the modern world, though, we are not using those cool materials. Now we're using weird materials. So that's why that doesn't work. Also, a karma yoga would be cleaning the beaches, planting trees, reducing waste, protecting the ecosystem.
So basically, you're saying the problem is modern commercialization, not the ritual. Real bhakti already includes protecting nature.
Okay, how did you like that? Good. It's just the beginning. Okay, round two. Round two, we have Team Jnana versus Team Karma. But Jnana is going to go first.
Hello.
Lawyer uncle is here.
Yes. Yeah. So, we are human beings, not human doings. First of all, okay? How can you make sure that the service you do is done mindfully to purify the heart and not mechanically?
Ooh.
Brilliant.
Shots fired.
So I would concur with you that we are human beings, not human doings. But in today's world, where life is full of action, the most effective way to be mindful is not to withdraw from action, but to bring more awareness into it. Jnana Yoga teaches knowledge, reflection, but knowledge stays in mind. And until it's lived out in experiential form, Karma Yoga is what is needed to transform that knowledge into reality. So it's awareness in motion. So take a teacher, for instance, right? So who's facing restless students every day. Reading about patience is jnana. Practicing patience in the classroom is truly karma yoga. Her heart grows only through action, not abstraction.
Okay, so the more that I listen, the more I get concerned for all of you. And the reason I say that is very simple. Sister talked about devotion in motion, and Gita talked about awareness in motion. But I'm asking, where are you going? And where you're going is self-realization. So ultimately, what even karma are telling you, this motion is with Gyan to divinity. Sairam.
Next question. Let's go quickly.
Okay. Another question. Jnana is there to purify oneself and give the internal happiness. How can you serve others to the outside when your own mind is full of that inner turmoil? How can you spread happiness when you might not be happy yourself? Please answer. Please answer.
Ooh, that was tough.
Repeat that question one more time.
Okay.
I was not paying attention.
Oh, okay. I wonder why. Maybe you need some jnana real quick to... But I can repeat it. I can repeat it.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
You cannot spread happiness unless you are happy within and at
Sure.
peace within. Service to the outside can only happen with individual purity, happiness, and clarity, which jnana can give. So then, how can you do service?
I think what you're suggesting is that you have to come in with a form of equanimity, right? But what we would say to that is karma is really engaging deeply, being present in that action, because that's kind of what is needed at this point. The teachers, the servers, the parents, they do this on a day-to-day basis. But the key distinction between us and you is that we don't hold on to the praise and the blame and the outcomes and really no emotional baggage. We're just doing it, but we're stepping away from the results of it. It's the whole experience is created by how we act. So yes, jnana is precious, but karma yoga is more powerful in the sense that it transforms us moment by action and in the middle of life itself. Think about it as a CPR for clarity. For us to really come back and be grounded, and it eventually leads to equanimity. So in a way, it's a pathway for liberation.
It is a pathway for liberation.
Do you have one more question? Short one?
Oh.
You good?
Yeah, I think...
Good, thank you.
No, I think we're good.
Do you have one more question for them?
I do.
Oh.
Okay.
The mind produces about 70,000 thoughts per day.
Oh.
It's a true fact. Look it up.
Wow.
So relying on thought alone is asking a storm to guide your ship.
That's hard.
In today's world of non-stop mental noise, How practical is your path that expects you to monitor every single thought?
I'll respond real quick. Okay, well, the fact that we have 70,000 thoughts a day is exactly why we need Gyan. Let's be real here, right? We need to quiet the storm. How are we able to do anything? How are you able to do service? How are you able to do namasmara and devotion when there's just nothing but chaos? So what wisdom is you take a step back and you recognize these 70,000 thoughts or whatever, they're just passing through.
Can I just add, it is those 70,000 thoughts which Swami called the monkey mind. The point is to still the mind and to find God within.
But one way to still the mind would be to go out and continuously do action so you get to the point of
But
no
only...
thoughts.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Can I say one more thing?
5 seconds.
Okay, but you can only still the mind with Jnana and be in the present with Jnana, so...
All right, that's done.
Last thing. Okay.
All right, round 3, the third dialogue between Team Bhakti and Team Jnana. Team Bhakti goes first.
So, in Jnana, in the practice or pursuit of wisdom, very few spend their time and energy for deep inquiry. We just simply don't have the time. Your path attracts mostly the secure and educated, leaving behind the most burdened people or even the illiterate. What is your response?
Okay, well, think of Swami's teachings, right? Help ever, hurt never. Don't worry, be happy. Oh, no quotes? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay, let's just pretend I didn't say those things.
Where was your Jnana?
Where was
They're
I
thinking.
just got caught up. Here, actually,
They're
I'm going to let
thinking.
the lawyer speak, actually. The lawyer speak.
Okay. Again, be mindful of taking small sections and elevating it to the central focus of our life. In practical terms, every bhakta should study Swami's teachings. Every bhakta should reflect and put into practice Swami's teachings. So it is not a case that Swami's teachings are only for the secure and for the educated. In fact, Swami took the whole Upanishads and he put it in one aphorism. Help ever, hurt never.
Again.
That is for the
Again?
villager. That is for the country.
Okay.
I feel like we should get an exception on that quote.
We
Yes,
yeah.
we follow the rules.
No, not next question.
No.
No, I can
Let's go.
from the first one. I had a time. I want to know. They said happy. It is just because what you say you get happiness. That's why you're doing jnana, isn't it? But the thing is, your jnana is hypothetical. It's a philosophy till you don't practice it. So it is not that everybody have become realized. Second one was, we are in present. When a devotee serves the God, he's lost in the God's image. He doesn't. You see, Mirabai, she was lost in Krishna. So it doesn't mean that living in present is not there in bhakti. Third one, meditation. That's okay. Ask Ashok. Ashok, you are saying knowing you are God. But the thing is, knowing you are God is just also a hypothetical. We all know that we are God. How many are thinking that we are realizing that we have God? So it's the realization is the most important. And other thing is duality. In bhakti, we become one with God. There is no duality there. So these are the earlier from the first speech, first talk, round one. These are rebuttals, and now the second one.
Yes. Also, Uncle, before I move on to my second question, I couldn't help but you notice you use the word bhakta, which means the foundation for jnana means you have to be a bhakta, which means you have to be a devotee. Just saying. Just saying.
I think we recognize that the path of devotion is important. The path of karma is important. But that is not the debate motion. The debate motion which is most effective. And this, I think one of the difficulties is full of this fluffy devotion. They forget that bookish knowledge is not spiritual wisdom. And they seem to think Gyan is bookish knowledge. It's not.
It is a bookish knowledge, till you don't practice, because your knowledge is still bookish, because you have not dived in. It's you have to experience, then only you become a jnani.
But uncle, experiencing it is so simple. It's just about just watching your thoughts and being like, okay, you know, my worries will pass.
We don't have to watch our thought. We just get merged with the divine, and that's all. There's no need.
Okay,
There's no
uncle,
thought
I've
in
been
it.
just merge with the divine.
Second question.
Okay, 30 seconds.
To Jnana? Okay. If Jnana is the best and highest path, why does it depend on qualities like purity of mind and selfless love that are usually developed through bhakti?
So it is true that this path of jnana requires many inspirations. And for some, that inspiration comes through devotion. For some, it comes through the realizations of their actions. For some, that little bit of knowledge is enough to set the fire for more inquiry and more study. And so ultimately, we need to step back and say, what is our goal? The jnani recognizes the value of his devotion. The jnani recognizes he must serve all, whether on a physical or mental level. But his completeness comes from his realization, I am God.
Good timing. All right, thank you, teams. I think that's the end of round 2. How did we all do? All right, can we put up the next poll, please? And the question is to all of you, which team's arguments are resonating with you the most? It's not to, yeah, please scan your QR code. And while you're doing that, we'll move on to round 3 in the interest of time. And here is where you did it. So round 3 is called the pressure test, which is where I get to have some fun with the teams. And because each team thinks their path is solid, I'm going to challenge each team with a Swami's quote, and which will appear to kind of contradict their argument and maybe make them a little uncomfortable. But you have 3 minutes to still justify why your path is still effective. Cool? All right. So the first question, we'll come back to the poll results. So the first question is to Team Jnana. So I have something here from Prashanti Vahini, Swami's own writing, chapter 9. So Swami says, the path of spiritual wisdom is possible only for 1 in a million. It is beyond the reach of all. So is it possible to negate the body and the objective world, which is so patent to the senses, just by repeating neti neti, not this, not this? Under the present conditions, the path of wisdom is indeed very difficult. So Team Jnana, here is the question. Swami himself is saying the path is beyond the reach of all. Right? This is kind of a warning about the impossibility. And look at our lives today. It's morning Zoom calls, long commutes, racing to pick up kids from soccer, juggling multiple roles, the infinite to-do list. So if the avatar himself is telling us Jnana is basically unreachable and modern life has made it exponentially challenging, aren't you promoting a path which is designed to fail for almost everyone here?
Okay, so first of all, I believe that 1 in a million, it doesn't apply in today's world. Spiritual wisdom in Kali Yuga is not just sitting away in a forest asking, who am I? It's about at every moment being mindful of your thoughts, tapping into that ever-present happiness. And it's present throughout everything. And especially in today's world of social media and constant distractions, when we are triggered by these external stimuli and we're in this educational corporate rat race, that's why wisdom and tapping into that happiness from within and shying away from that smaller ego self is so important. And even think about the children, the next generation, the world that they're coming into. Without jnana through SSE, values-based education, how will they know how to navigate things with all of this pressure on social media, with all of these false appearances? This is where jnana, discrimination, finding that self-confidence from within, from that higher self, is so important.
One thing we all understand is everything has context. And so when one looks at the quotation of that, one needs to know the context. But I will give you another quotation which must lead all of you, if you are true devotees, to vote for us. So before I do that, let me whet your appetite with some of the points. If the Lord has given Gyan Marg, it is because we devotees can walk that path, guided and blessed by Him. The daily practice of the supreme mantra that Swami gave is the basis of Gyan Marga. I am God, I am not different from God. The next point, let us believe that we can live in according with His divine instructions in our daily life. At home and at work, we can demonstrate spiritual maturity, discrimination, self-confidence, self-satisfaction, and that we can navigate life with equanimity. The third point, knowing that we are one with God. Why is that so important? We need not fear the present nor the future. We can love His uncertainty, knowing He will give us what we need. The next point, we know that our problems are not us, that everything is transient. We have Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, methods we can use to develop Gyan. Now I come to my nuclear point, why you must all vote for this team. Swami said, every individual should regard the inquiry into the nature of the Atma as the primary purpose of life. Purity of thought, word, and deed is essential for this inquiry. The primary purpose of your life is to inquire the nature of the Atma. Therefore, you must vote for us.
Thank you. That was an interesting reframe and for the context. Thank you. So the next question is for Team Bhakti. So this one's for you. You claim that Bhakti is the easiest or most effective path. But Swami in 2004 New Year discourse, he said, hands that help are holier than lips that pray. And God is not interested in worship and other practices. He is interested only in service. Okay? But look at our world today. The mental health crisis is at an all-time high. There's millions in extreme poverty. And maybe that's what Swami was alluding to when he said God wants service only. But here is my question. How can you claim that Bhakti is the most effective path? Because here's what I observe actually. Where devotees sing bhajans, they feel good, emotional high, spiritual satisfaction. But while people are singing, people are still suffering out there. So what is your answer for this?
So when Swami said, hands that help are holier than lips that pray, he was not rejecting bhakti. He was rejecting lip service bhakti, devotion that stops at singing, performing rituals, or just experiencing emotional highs. Service without love can easily become ego, burnout, or just mere social work. Bhakti and karma are not competitors, even though we are on this stage. Truly, they're not. One is the source, bhakti, and the other is the expression. Service becomes holy because the heart is praying. If the lips never pray, the hands might only serve the ego. Bhakti says devotion is what sanctifies action, not the action alone. Service without prayer can easily become a lot of bad things. It can become charity with ego, kindness for the sake of a good reputation, service that burns out, and action without inner purity. I'd like to give a simple analogy. We all have phones, right? A phone can do many things, but only if it's charged. Service is the phone. Prayer is the charger. Without devotion, service eventually shuts off. So I'd like to respectfully change the quote just a little bit. Hands serve best after lips pray.
And just to touch the point, what bhakti is doing seva to the humanity, first thing is a paropakar, normally to help others. But the first help you can do is to yourself. By bhakti, we are transforming ourselves a better person. And when we become better person, what we are doing, we will not be angry, we will not be hateful, we will not be doing anything wrong. And that's how we are transforming the society, and we are helping the society and inspiring the other people. So Bhakti has a very bigger role in the world to transform the humanity today and from the light Bhavani. And you can see that so many devotees are here. That is a real example for it. Sai Ram.
Thank you, thank you. You just basically flipped it. You said devotion is what powers service. You hear that? Yeah. Devotion, service is the phone, devotion is the battery. Beautiful, thank you for that. And finally, Team Karma. Listen carefully to what Swami warned us. Service done with the feeling, I am doing this, binds you, not liberates you. Good actions done with attachment to results lead to bondage. So here is my concern about your path. You claim that service is the easiest path in 2025, but I think your path is actually the most dangerous path in Kali Yuga. And here is why. We live in a credit-based achievement society. So the modern world requires, your resumes listing your accomplishments, your performance reviews where they measure what you delivered, LinkedIn profiles showing what your win, your impact, even the medical school application documenting your volunteer hours, right? So the entire system is actually designed for us to make us say, I did this. Whereas Team Bhakti is like, just chant, no performance review required, safe from ego. Team Jnana is like, exit the credit game completely. So, what is your answer? How can Karma Yoga be effective when modern society's basic functioning requires ego and self-promotion?
Dearest Sai family, Swami says life is a game, play it. And we are all actors in his play. We are simply playing the role given to us. At our level best, he does the rest, don't stress. The path of selfless service and right action allows us to be in the world without being consumed by it. Yes, I'm a doctor. I walk into the OR. It is my name on the record. But he is the real surgeon, and I know that internally. He definitely crushes my ego on that path. And this is how work becomes worship. In fact, I would not say this is the most dangerous path because Swami himself, the avatar, opened free hospitals, free clinics, free schools. He is the most supreme example of karma yoga in this Kali Yuga.
You've made my job rather easy, and most of this has been quoted already, but let me begin with the authority of a holy text that even bears my name, the Gita. I call it the original masterclass on action without bondage, and in which Swami says, service done without the feeling of I am the doer is the one that binds. But when Krishna is saying you have the right to action, but never to its fruits, you notice that the divine never said, hide your achievements. He never said, stop acting in the world. And karma yoga is not saying you erase activity, it's only asking you to erase the identification. Your CV needs information, not inflation. The bondage doesn't come from listing, it comes from your labeling. This defines my worth, I'm superior because I did this, etc., etc. Krishna solves this very easily through the Buddhi Yoga, clarity of intellect, action without psychological entanglement. It really is a shift from ego intelligence to Atmic intelligence, in which the self remains steady in praise or blame. And look at Krishna's brilliance. When Arjuna was on the battlefield not wanting to pick up the bow, he did actually praise him by calling him a lot of different adjectives, not to inflate him, but to truly revive him, a spiritual CPR, not a ego PR. So while Bhakti says, just chant, beautiful, but chanting doesn't finish your notes. Jnana says, dissolve the I, profound, but very tricky when your supervisor is asking you, so what did you do? Only Karma Yoga meets us where real life happens. It turns our to-do list to tada, because the work remains the same, but the weight disappears. And Swami himself has said, as you all have quoted, hands on society, head in forest. How do we do that? We do that by using precisely three things. One, the eye that gets the things done, ignoring the eye that wants the applause, and resting in the eye that remains unshaken, by doing the work without becoming the work.
Thank you, thank you. I think you all survived the pressure test, but it's all about the context. Thank you for sharing that. With that, we're going to have you give your closing comment in 30 seconds. And Team Jnana, let's go first.
So you all know about the stories where Swami was sitting with the students, and they all said to him, Swami, we love you, we love you, we love you. And he said, you do not love me, you like me. If you loved me, you would follow me. You would apply my teachings. So let's step back. When we say we follow Swami, he came for one purpose, to remind us that we also are God, our inherent divinity. And so I say this, know that you are God. Know that you are God, because that is the only way to be free.
Team Bhakti.
I'd like to circle back to the main question, which is why this path is the most effective in 2025. Everyone can naturally gravitate towards Bhakti Marga. Why? You can choose your God. You can choose the relationship between the God, mother, father, friend, guru, whatever you want. It gives you flexibility on who and how you choose to worship. It's the easiest path to follow because there's no age, gender, or religious barrier. From a child to a senior citizen can follow this path. And, sorry Karma team, it has nothing to do with physical ability. You don't need any special strength or talent. And it's very, very personal between the devotee and God.
You just talked about physical ability. Everyone turn to your neighbor and smile at them. You just performed an act of karma yoga with love. Also, just do it. It's part of you anyway. Might as well embrace it.
Thank you. How did you all like that? Good. Big shout out to all the teams. So Alex, 2 minutes. So we talked about three beautiful traditions, three approaches to the divine, and here is the truth. Each path absolutely takes you to the divine, right? To God. History proved it, like through Mirabai through devotion, or Mother Teresa through service, or Ramana Maharshi through wisdom. History has proved it, no doubt. But here is what is different. In 2025, we are not sitting in a corner or going meditating in a cave. We don't have that luxury, right? Our lives are too fast, too fragmented, too overloaded actually, too many thoughts. So 30 years ago, think about what happened 30 years ago. 30 years ago, people had probably one job for life. They probably had a family dinner without interruption. Their Sundays and Saturdays were free. And there were letters which took, you had to think before you responded. That was 30 years ago. Think about today. Probably each one of us has like 3 side hustles that we are running. Family dinners where maybe the phones occupy most of the space. And Sundays we are always catching up. And think about messages. Like if you don't respond, people will feel like you are ignoring them. That's the state of affairs today. So our attention is shattered. And so the real question is, it's not about which path is the absolute or which is most effective. It is what is effective today, given that our mind, our schedule is this packed. And the answer is, I'm really condensing this now because I'm getting the looks. The answer is, in Swami's words, he actually said, integration, right? And Swami showed us very clearly, even his name stands for it, SAI, the service, adoration, illumination, the 3 parts. And the fact that he started the 3 wings in the organization, he didn't start 1 wing, he started 3 because in the modern day, we need all the 3 wings. And in fact, he talks about the desert, the Mysore Park, or any desert actually, which has the sweetness of devotion, the weight, which is the weight of action, and the shape of wisdom. You know, if you want to experience the dessert, you got to eat it completely. You cannot just separate it. So that's the beauty of it. And the most beautiful part is the Lord's Prayer. You know, the Lord's Prayer when he said, "O Lord, take my love and let it flow in fullness of devotion to thee," Bhakti Marga. "O Lord, take my hands and let them work incessantly for thee," which is the Karma Marga. "O Lord, take my soul and let it be merged in oneness with thee," that's the Jnana Marga. You know, Swami encoded the unity of all the three paths, right? And he's showing us how to live it actually. It's not philosophy. So with this, he also gave a beautiful image of an auto rickshaw where he said, you know, each of you has your own temperaments, but make sure you start. Like, you know, the front wheel can be any of the parts, but make sure you also have the two wheels, because the auto can only move if you have all the three wheels on the ground. Simple. So you got to have all the three wheels. So choose your front wheel to your liking, to what resonates with you. And finally, we have a poll, just to say that, can you put on the poll? It's time for your action. Now that you heard all of this, what will you do going back starting today? Right? Is it, can you put on the poll? Yeah, will you focus on one path, or will you start with one path and slowly build other paths, or are you going to work on your tricycle at the same time? Because Swami never said you must walk the same way, right? He said, walk your way, but make sure you're always walking. You at least start. So keep walking, keep walking. And remember that, you know, this poll is about putting the intention out on this holy celebration in his divine presence. Put that intention out that this is, Swami, this is what I want to do. As we heard again and again, he's going to hold our hands and take us through the journey. You know, why fear when he's here? And finally, let me leave you this. Again, this is from yesterday. The highest practice is not, you know, reserving spirituality for those moments, for those special celebrations, right? It is in those moments where, you know, be it at the meeting, be it in traffic, be it in cooking, or even while responding to that difficult email, bringing God's presence into every breath, every choice, every interaction. And that is what makes our ordinary actions extraordinary. And so that is real integration. So with that, that's awesome to see that all of you are working on the three wheels. So with that, the answer, as you know, is the effective path is the one which uses all the three. And with that, let all the three paths guide us in our journey and get us home. Jai Sai Ram.
Thanks again so much thank you to our wonderful panel here. That was an amazing debate. You know, usually we have a winner and loser. I will say there's no loser, no winner. Everyone won. So that was just amazing. So now we're going to be going into bhajans while we're setting up for the next panel. And the other thing I wanted to mention, we're going to be having a new MC. My time is concluded. Sister Aparna is going to be taking over. Yeah. So appreciate it. Much thank you. Thank you to Swami for the opportunity. So yes, now bhajans. Sai Ram.
He Ram Narayana,
He Ram Narayana, He Ram Narayana, Hare Krishna Janardana, Hare Krishna Janardana, Hare Krishna Janardana, मधुसूदना
कृष्ण मधुसूदना
कृष्ण मधुसूदना
कृष्ण मधुसूदना
हरे कृष्ण जनार्दन
हरे कृष्ण जनार्दन
हरे कृष्ण जनार्दन
हरे कृष्ण जनार्दन
हे राम नारायण
हे राम नारायण
हरे कृष्ण जनार्दन
हरे कृष्ण जनार्दन
हे राम नारायण
हे राम नारायण
नित्यानन्द ब्रह्मानन्द
नित्यानन्द ब्रह्मानन्द
कृष्ण मधुसूदन
कृष्ण मधुसूदना
हरे कृष्ण जनार्दन
हरे कृष्ण जनार्दन
हरे कृष्ण जनार्दन
हरे कृष्ण जनार्दन
हे राम नारायण
शङ्कर शङ्कर साम्ब सदा शिव शङ्कर शङ्कर शम्भो
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 चन्द्रकलाधर शङ्करा गङ्गजटाधर शङ्करा
चन्द्रकलाधर शङ्करा गङ्गजटाधर शङ्करा
चन्द्रकलाधर शङ्करा गङ्गजटाधर शङ्करा
चन्द्रकलाधर शङ्करा गङ्गजटाधर शङ्करा
शङ्कर शङ्कर साम्ब सदा शिव शङ्कर शङ्कर शम्भो
शङ्कर शङ्कर साम्ब सदा शिव शङ्कर शङ्कर शम्भो
कैलासवासा शङ्करा त्रिशूलधारी शङ्करा
कैलासवासा शङ्करा त्रिशूलधारी शङ्करा
कैलासवासा शङ्करा त्रिशूलधारी शङ्करा
कैलासवासा शङ्करा त्रिशूलधारी शङ्करा
शिवाय भवाय
शिवाय भवाय
शिवाय भवाय
शिवाय भवाय
शिवा भवा हर चन्द्रशेखरा
शिवा भवा हर चन्द्रशेखरा
शिवा भवा हर चन्द्रशेखरा
शिवा भवा हर चन्द्रशेखरा
शङ्कर शङ्कर साम्ब सदा शिव शङ्कर शङ्कर शम्भो
शङ्कर शङ्कर साम्ब सदा शिव शङ्कर शङ्कर शम्भो
चन्द्रकलाधर शङ्करा गङ्गजटाधर शङ्करा
चन्द्रकलाधर शङ्करा गङ्गजटाधर शङ्करा